Hello, all you autonomous Adams and Eves. This is the imperishable Sammy Zenith, or Sammy Classic Sonic fan, whatever you want to call me. Today, I'm going to be talking about Dragon Ball Heroes, or, well, not necessarily Dragon Ball Heroes. This is more of a Dragon Ball Super discussion, but it relates to the latest episode of Dragon Ball Heroes. So, the topic of today is whether the Super Saiyan God transformation is more powerful or the Super Saiyan Rage transformation, both of which Trunks has access to as of the latest episode of Dragon Ball Heroes. So, if I had to go out on a limb, I would say this version of Trunks in the latest Dragon Ball Heroes episode is the most powerful version of Trunks, even in comparison to the one in Dragon Ball Super who unlocked Super Saiyan Rage. But it's kind of a confusing question because in Dragon Ball Super, when future Trunks unlocked Super Saiyan Rage, he seemed to have the ability to hold his own against Goku Black and future Zamasu better than Goku and Vegeta even could in their Super Saiyan Blue forms, which gives the impression that Trunks' Super Saiyan Rage form is about on par with Super Saiyan Blue, rather than being inferior to Super Saiyan God. But the problem is, there was never really much of an explanation as to what Super Saiyan Rage even was. This was a Toei exclusive transformation. They're the ones who came up with this, not Toriyama. So it was definitely very out of the blue, no pun intended. And yeah, it wasn't really explained even in like any guidebooks. It definitely wasn't explained in the anime. It didn't appear in the manga either. This was sort of just like bonus content, I guess you could say. I'm not even sure if Toei remembers this transformation exists. It might as well be non-canon, but you know, it did appear in the anime nevertheless, so I guess it is canon. I did have a theory on what this transformation is. I thought it was Trunks accessing the power of Super Saiyan Blue through rageful emotions rather than through a calm mind. Because Super Saiyan Blue is attained by calming your mind and controlling your ki, and Trunks pretty much attains that power by doing the opposite. However, Super Saiyan Blue has sort of been retconned. It no longer seems like a calm Zen transformation like when it was first introduced. Over time, it's sort of been retconned to be more of a transformation that's fueled by rage. Like in the Tournament of Power, apparently Goku couldn't gather Spirit Bomb energy because Super Saiyan Blue is fueled by rage. So that was definitely some new information. And in Dragon Ball Super Broly, the way Goku transformed into Super Saiyan Blue was completely unlike anything we've seen before of the transformation. This was, you know, more like Goku transforming to Super Saiyan 3. You know, it was just like Goku screaming at the top of his lungs, just pure emotion, you know. So they definitely changed like the nature of Super Saiyan Blue, in my opinion. And I guess with that in mind, that sort of blurs the lines between what exactly the difference between Super Saiyan Blue and Super Saiyan Rage is. So I guess that past theory of mine is sort of out the window. Honestly, at this point in time, I'm more convinced that Super Saiyan Rage is like a preliminary god transformation. It's sort of like the bridge between the golden haired Super Saiyan transformations and the Saiyan God transformations. So by that logic, Super Saiyan Rage is inferior to Super Saiyan God, but it's confusing because why was Super Saiyan Rage Trunks so powerful in the future Trunks arc compared to Goku and Vegeta? I mean, he was able to cut merged Zamasu in half. Like, yeah, he was channeling Spirit Bomb energy, but he only borrowed energy from like 20 people or something? Not very many people. And yeah, he also had Goku and Vegeta's energy, but still, that was definitely a huge like power boost for Trunks. And even without the Spirit Bomb energy, he was pretty dang powerful. He was definitely on the same level as Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Blue Vegeta. Or, well, I guess not. Vegeta did some like training in the hyperbolic time chamber, and Goku caught up with him pretty quick. So I think they surpassed Trunks again, but still, before all that happened, Trunks like temporarily surpassed them, or at least got on the same plane of power as them. So yeah, anyways, I'm getting a bit sidetracked. Why was Super Saiyan Rage Trunks so powerful? I think it's because Trunks was already so powerful in his Super Saiyan 2 form. Like, yeah, earlier in the arc, he did get one-shot by Super Saiyan 3 Goku, but he also, recovered from that. He trained briefly with Vegeta and, got knocked out by the Super Saiyan Blue form. Not only that, but, he's also been fighting Goku Black for like a year. So even if he's like on par with Goku's Super Saiyan 2, that's still pretty impressive considering Goku in base form is universal. So, yeah, but I think Trunks got like a Zenkai boost after that brief training. And the reason I think that is because a few episodes later, he seemed to be fighting like as Goku's equal against future Zamasu and Goku Black. Like, he was trading blows with Goku Black. It was interesting. It definitely like threw off the power scaling a bit. It kind of made some people upset at the time, but considering all of the like crazy power scaling we saw in the Tournament of Power, in retrospect, it honestly wasn't that crazy in comparison. I think that's just how Dragon Ball Super is. Like, the power scaling in Dragon Ball Super is just so ridiculous compared to Dragon Ball Z. Like, the power boosts are just on a whole nother level compared to how it was in Dragon Ball Z. Like, in Dragon Ball Z, it would take Goku like a year to get twice as strong. Now Goku can get like hundreds of times stronger in the time span of 48 minutes. Obviously, I'm referring to the Tournament of Power. But, yeah. Yet again, I'm getting sidetracked. I think Trunks was so powerful in his Rage form, which is more of like a preliminary God form. The reason he was so strong was because he was already so powerful in his base form and by extension Super Saiyan 2. So I think that enabled him to be on par with Goku and Vegeta while still having a transformation that isn't necessarily as good as Super Saiyan Blue. That's my opinion, but I do think the Trunks in the latest Dragon Ball Heroes episode is the most powerful version of Trunks we've seen yet. I do think, I am convinced at this point, Super Saiyan God is more powerful, because it requires actual training to achieve, and Trunks didn't actually train to achieve Super Saiyan Rage. He just sort of got it. It didn't really feel earned. I mean, I guess it kind of did after, just all the suffering he's been through, but Goku and Vegeta had to train with gods in order to attain their god forms. It just makes sense. I mean, I guess Goku Black is technically a deity, but I don't know. It's confusing. In terms of design, Super Saiyan God Trunks looks really cool, I think, especially with the longer hair. Kind of like he had after coming out the hyperbolic time chamber. Trunks with long hair in general looks cool, but especially with the red hair, he's really rocking that design in my opinion. And as far as like his physique, he almost looks buffer in my opinion, which is a bit counterintuitive because Super Saiyan God is supposed to like slim you down. That's what happened to Goku anyways, but I guess it has different effects depending on who it is. I don't know. It's a bit confusing, but regardless, looks really cool. I also like the design of Super Saiyan Rage as well. It's very unique. I kind of like, the contrast between yellow and blue. It's a creative design in my opinion. I just wish like Toei handled that concept a bit better, like actually explaining what it was, or having like more build up to that, because it was definitely like just very it was just a very arbitrary power up. It in a way that was like really where all of the wacky power scaling in Dragon Ball Super started. Or I guess Dragon Ball Super had wacky power scaling ever since like the revival of F Saga, just Frieza getting that much stronger in a short amount of time. But I mean, whatever, Frieza just has that much potential, I guess. That's not what I'm here to talk about today, though. I like Frieza. He's awesome. I'm actually glad that he's back, back from the dead once again. I think I'm gonna wrap up this video. I think Super Saiyan God is the superior transformation. I think it has a higher multiplier, and it makes sense. You have to go through actual God training in order to achieve these actual God transformations. I don't think Super Saiyan Rage is an actual God transformation. It's sort of like it's almost like pseudo Super Saiyan Blue. You know what I mean? It's almost like as I said earlier, it's just a bridge between the golden-haired forms and the God forms. As for what I thought about that Dragon Ball Heroes episode, it was really nothing special. I mean, that's really how I feel about the entirety of the Dragon Ball Heroes series, to be honest. I just generally don't like it that much. It seems like cheap fan service. The animation isn't that good. There's really no plot. It's basically just the epitome of what people stereotype Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super to be. Just you know, it's literally just fighting, and it's not even good action too. The fights are honestly kind of boring to watch, and of course the power scaling makes absolutely no sense. Yeah, it just seems like cheap fan service. But yeah, as I was saying, there's a lot of problems in Dragon Ball Heroes just when it comes to power scaling. Super Saiyan 4 Vegito being superior to Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 Vegito. Even though it was Vegito Zeno, he shouldn't be that much stronger than Capsule Corp Vegito, especially considering Capsule Corp Goku and Goku Zeno like fought just a few episodes earlier, and they were pretty much even. So it was just confusing. Like, how is it that Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 Vegito can't be base Cumber, but Super Saiyan 4 Vegito can be Super Saiyan 3 Cumber? And not only that, but later in the series, Metal Cooler fought Cumber and utterly destroyed him. So I guess Cooler, even in just his final form, is stronger than Vegito. It really makes no sense. And there are other instances of the power scaling just being like bad. Not to mention the repeatious use of Ultra Instinct Goku. And they somehow even made Gogeta look lame in the season 1 finale. I have a lot of complaints about the series. I'm not going to get into all that today. That's not what this video is supposed to be about. In fact, I'm going to wrap this up because this has gone on a bit too long. Thank you all for watching. I hope you liked this Dragon Ball Super discussion. I have a lot of topics in mind that I would like to talk about relating to Dragon Ball Super or just Dragon Ball in general. So, I honestly do think I will be making more content about this for sure. Maybe I should just try to create a script next time, because I definitely got distracted a bit. Anyways, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Leave a dislike if you think Dragon Ball Heroes is better than the entirety of Dragon Ball, including Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super, and Dragon Ball GT. If you're that big of a Dragon Ball Heroes fan, go ahead and leave a dislike. Anyways, alright, this has been the imperishable Sammy Zenith, and I am signing out. See you all later.